Hello, Mrs. Ha. Okay, everyone.
Yeah, hi, teacher.
Hi, Mrs. Ha. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Okay, that's fine.
Good.
Can
good.
you hear me?
I can hear you
Okay.
fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have to change this ear.
Right. It changed. No, that's
Okay.
much better. I can understand
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
much.
you are going to Jake's class now?
Yes, because now I am at the corridor.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very nice to see you again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you will be listening in again?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
All right.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah. Thank you.
talk to you soon. Now
Yes,
I will greet the students. All right.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Welcome to class for Sunday. Can you please turn your cameras on? Hello, Bhutan.
Phú Thành ơi, con bật camera, bật mic với bật camera anh con.
Hello, teacher.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
How are you, Bhutan?
Để thẳng camera lên, thẳng mặt lên.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay,
Good.
thank you.
All right. And Zung Ha.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? Oh, your picture is frozen for a moment, Zung Ha. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me, Gary?
I can hear you now. Try. Can you speak to me again, please, Zung Ha?
Hello.
Ah, that's better. I can hear you now. That's better. Can you hear me, Zung Ha?
Okay.
Okay, good. Hello, Paula.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit sleepy.
How are your deadlines going this week?
No, it's not better.
It's not better.
Yeah,
Is it getting worse?
yeah, because we have like an exam next week.
Wow, already?
Yeah, already.
You have an exam already. In what subject?
Maths.
Maths. Okay, good luck with that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Cho Zhang. Hello, Cho Zhang.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Châu Giang, con cố gắng nói to một tí với Châu Giang nhé. Châu Giang nói nhưng mà
Yeah.
chú hơi bé, có thể hay kêu nhiều lắm nhé. Nói to lên.
Okay. Can everyone please keep their cameras on, please? Can you please turn your camera on and keep it on? Thank you. Okay. Hello, Nock. How are you?
I think I'm okay. Just
You think
wait a
you're
bit
okay?
stressful.
What, you've had a stressful week, have you?
What? Oh?
Have you had a stressful week?
Yes.
Okay, but you're okay, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope so. Good to see you, Nock. Okay, by the way, your essay, much better, Nock,
Thank you so much. Like
this week.
I'm trying to simplify it.
Yeah, it's good. Are you finding it easier to write now? Now that you've had some practice, is it getting easier?
Yes, yes, it does.
I hope so. I hope so. I think the more you practice, hopefully the easier it gets. And also now you are writing a better length. It shouldn't take so long.
Yes.
So that's good. Okay, who else have I got here? Hello, Tone. How are you?
Hi, thanks.
Good. All right. Zung Ha, I can see you again. Cho Zhang. Hello, Cho Zhang.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Cho-sang. Can you turn your camera on, please?
Sorry, but now I don't have like computers beside me, so I cannot turn on my cameras.
Okay. Well, I'd like to be able to see you if I can, please, Cho-sang. So if you
Yes.
can get your computer beside you, would
I
be
will
good.
try.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Jawi. Hello, Jawi. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you, Jawi. I hope you can hear me. Hakan. Hello, Hakan. Can you hear me? Oh, Hakan, you sound 1,000,000 kilometers away.
Oh, I was just fixing something. I cannot turn my
Okay.
camera on because it was just disconnected from the Zoom.
Okay. All right, but you can hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, that's good. So now I'm just waiting for Jawi. Can you hear me, Jawi? You can hear me. Okay, good, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Jawi, so I don't know if there is some problem with your connection. All right, how many have we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We will get started, everyone. Thank you for turning up on time. For those of you who are here, are there any questions before we start? Okay, let's have a quick look at today's program. All right, first of all, we're going to have a short test on the use of these words, make, have, or give. We're going to look at some sports vocabulary, the sort of words you can use when you are talking about sports. I know many of you, well, especially the boys, will be interested in sport. I will ask you some questions, the sort of questions they will ask you in the speaking test part 3. And I will ask you about sport. Then we are going to look at writing task 1. We haven't done this for a long, long time. So we need to review this, especially for those of you who I know have the Ielts test coming up. Okay. All right. Please have a quick look at this test using the correct form of the words make, have, or give. Okay, so make, have, or give, of course, can be in many forms, such as make can be made or making. Have can be have, had, has. Give can be give, gives, gave, depending on the tense, depending on the context of the sentence. So please have a look at each of these sentences and see if you can, first of all, choose the correct word, then the correct form of that word. All right, so I will let you know, each of you, which question you are going to do. Putan, you are question 1. Zung Ha, you are question 2. Paula, you are question 3. Cho Zhang, 4. Nok, 5. Tone, 6. Jawi, if you can talk to me, you will be 7. Hakan will be 8. And then I will decide who will get the last 2. And just before we start, I will just check to see if anyone else has joined our class or not. Okay. Can you hear me yet, Jawi? Or can you talk to me? Can you talk to me? Not yet. Can't hear anything. Okay. All right. Bhutan. Question 1 is for you. Can you read me the complete sentence and include the correct form of make, have, or give, please?
I think Manchester United has have a good start to the season.
Okay, so what is the word you are putting in here, Bhutan?
Have
How do you spell that?
HAVE.
Not have. Okay, not have. All right. Can you try again? It is not have. Remember, you can use a different form of these words. Doesn't have to be one of these exactly. All right. There are two, by the way, there are two words that can go into this gap. Paula. Paula.
Yes.
Okay, I know I have given you question 2, but can you help us with question 1, please?
Made a good start.
As made a good start is 1. All right, Bhutan. So made. So use a form of the word make. Made, past tense. Made a good start to the season. Paula, there's one more too.
Game.
Has gave a good start to the season? No, it is this word here, a form of have.
Have.
Had, correct. Thank you, Paula. Okay, Bhutan. So I think Manchester United has made a good start to the season. So that's a form of make. Or you can say, I think Manchester United has had a good start to the season, which is a form of have. Okay, Bhutan, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, remember, so for these, you have to look at making these words into the correct tense, all right, or form of the word. Okay, Paula, for you, number 2, please. Sorry, Paula.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paula, I meant you for number 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everyone, excuse me, I've had a cold this week. So I'm 95% better, but not 100% yet. Okay, sorry, Zung Ha. Zung Ha, you are number 2.
He didn't make much success in persuading her to stay.
It's not make. Sorry. It is a form of this word. That is this word.
Have we?
He did it. He didn't
He didn't
have much success in persuading her to stay. Have is the correct. I will get a drink of water in a moment if I can't talk. But for the moment, I can. He didn't have much success in persuading her to stay. All right, Zung Ha. That's number 2. He didn't have. Please make a note of these words because these are the sort of words that are easy to make mistakes with, as you can already see. But if you make a mistake with these in the test, they will take a mark off. Okay, so please concentrate. And if you don't know the answer, please write down the correct answer in these sentences. So, he didn't have much success in persuading her to stay. Okay, Paula, this time it's your turn. Number 3, please.
Lots of people have lunch at their desk, usually just a quick sandwich.
It is correct. Lots of people have lunch at their desk, usually just a quick sandwich. Thank you, Paula. Chojang, number 4, please.
It's a good way for children to make new friends.
Is correct. It's a good way for children to make new friends. Number 5, knock.
This sort of behavior give the school a bad name.
Okay, can you spell the missing word for me, please, Knock?
GIV
Sorry, G-I-V,
E.
and there's actually one more letter, Knock, in the word to go
S.
into this gap. Yes, correct. This sort of behavior gives the school a bad name. Okay, has to be gives, has to be plural. This sort of behavior gives the school a bad name. In this sentence, it must be gives, not give. Okay, number 6, tone.
We have some important decisions to make about the future of the business.
Okay, good choice, Tone. Good choice. We have some important decisions to make about the future of the business. Zawi, can you talk yet? Okay. Hakan. Hakan.
I will, I think, give a word with the principal about it.
Not give. I will.
Have.
What's your second choice? Hakan?
Oh, I gotta choose have.
Yes, it is have. I'll have a word with the principal about it. I will have a word with the principal about it. Okay. Going back to number 7, let me see. Knock. Knock.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, number 7.
My parents give me a lift to the airport.
It is the correct word, but I need another form of that
Gave?
word. Yes, my parents gave me a lift to the airport. Has to be gave. Give doesn't make sense. Has to be, if you just want one word in there, it has to be past tense. Has to be gave me a lift to the airport. If it was present tense, Knock, here's a test for you. If it was present tense, what would you do with that sentence? Do you know?
I don't know.
My parents. Okay. Paula.
Yes.
Number 7. Can you turn that sentence into present tense for me, please?
My parents give me a lift to the airport.
Needs to be another word in there. This is just a wee test, okay? See if you can do it.
What?
My parents, there needs to be one more word in there. So you are using the word give, okay? But there needs to make it present tense, has to be another word as well as give. Do you know what it is?
Have given?
Still past tense. I want present tense.
Present?
Present.
Is giving? Have given?
Yes. Yes. Close. Giving is the right word. Okay. Okay. There is one more word, Paula.
Are given?
Yes. Are giving. Are giving. My parents are giving me a lift to the airport. Okay. To make that past tense. My parents are giving me a lift to the airport. Okay. Thank you, Paula. I know it was just a bit of a test just to see if anyone knew this. All right. Where are we up to? Number 9. Bhutan. Bhutan.
Nope.
Number 9, please. Bhutan.
He have a nasty comment about her hair.
Not have. Okay. It is a form of make. A form of make.
Oh, he made a nasty comment about her hair.
Correct. Past tense. He made a nasty comment about her hair. Number 9 made a nasty comment about her hair. And tone. Tone. I don't want you to feel left out,
Yeah.
Tone. Number 10, please.
I will give you a ring next week and you can arrange a time to meet.
Correct, Tone. I'll give you a ring next week and we can arrange a time to meet. Okay, so I don't think anyone got 100% on this. That's not important. What is important is that you now know the answers to these. So I will give you the answers one more time. And like I say, it's important you know these because it's easy to make a mistake and we want to cut down the number of mistakes we make in any of our writing. So number 1 is, I think Manchester United has made a good start to the season or has had a good start to the season. Number 2, he didn't have much success in persuading her to stay. Number 3, lots of people have lunch at their desk, usually just a quick sandwich. Number 4, it's a good way for children to make new friends. 5, this sort of behavior gives, with an S on the end, the school a bad name. This sort of behavior gives the school a bad name. 6, we have some important decisions to make about the future of the business. 7, my parents gave me a lift to the airport. And remember, if you want to make that present tense, my parents are giving me a lift to the airport. Number 8, I'll have a word with the principal about it. Number 9, he made a nasty comment about her hair. And at number 10, I'll give you a ring next week and we can arrange a time to meet. Are there any questions about that? All right. Time to look at some vocabulary. Okay. All right, I've just seen your message, Jawi. I can type in the chat. My mic is still not working. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, thank you for that, Jawi. All right, shame your mic isn't working though. I would love to hear you talk. So next thing we're going to look at is we are going to look at, okay, vocabulary, words to do with sport. All right, so starting with you, let me see this time. Cho Zhang.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please read for me this first paragraph?
Do you do any sports? Not really, no. I always say I'm going to take up exercise and try to get into shape, but I never seem to get started. I sometimes wonder whether I should get a personal trainer.
Good reading, Cho Zhang. Excellent reading. Perfect. Okay, so the sort of vocabulary that is useful for sport that you've seen in this first paragraph here, take up exercise means to start doing exercise. So to take up something means to start doing something. Get into shape means becoming fit, and I'm sure you all know what a personal trainer is. Okay, Nok, can you read this next paragraph, please?
Okay, examiner. How do you spend a typical day, a typical weekend? I'm a big football fan, and weekends always center around a football match. I support FC. I don't know how to.
It's pronounced Utrecht. Utrecht.
Utrecht.
Yes.
Utrecht. Oh, I support FC Utrecht, and I have a season ticket, so I go to most of the home games and quite a few of the away games too. I'm really looking forward to see the new football season starting soon.
Okay, that's pretty good reading. Thank you, Nok. By the way, this here is a woman's name, Stella. Stella is a woman's name in English. All right, and Utrecht is a city in Belgium. All right, Belgium is a country next door to France and Germany in Europe. All right, so Utrecht is a city in Belgium. Okay, so again, I don't think I need to go through these. I think most of you know what a football match is. A season ticket in English is a ticket that gives you entry to all the games all year. If you have a season ticket, it means you don't have to buy a ticket for each game. You buy one ticket and it gets you into all the games. A home game is a game that is played in the team's own stadium. An away game is when a team goes to visit someone else. All right. And let me see. Last paragraph. Can you read from yes? Tone, please.
Yeah.
All right, Tone, can you read from yes?
Yes, I'm really keen on sports. I do judo once a week and play tennis in the summer. I think it's really important to keep fit. It makes you feel good and energized for work and your studies.
Okay, so just a couple of words to look at here. I'm really keen on sports. It means I really like something. To be really keen on something, it's a synonym for I really like sports. I'm really keen on sports. I'm really keen on eating. I'm really keen on sleeping. Okay, means you really like something. And this is a good, excuse me, word to talk about if you are feeling positive about something. I feel energized for work. I feel good and energized for work and studies. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is ask you each a question, something to do with sports. Okay, so this is, actually, I'll just change this so you can. Okay, part 3. This is going to be to do with part 3 of the speaking test, which we haven't really covered, I know, in our lessons. Remember, part 1 of the speaking test, Hakan.
Hello.
Okay, what is part 1 of the speaking test? What happens in part 1 of the
You will
speaking
introduce
test?
yourself,
Yes, and
talk about hobbies, or maybe
yes, yes, you're on the right track. So in part 1 of the speaking test, the examiner will ask you short questions about yourself, okay, about hobbies, something like that. Hobbies, maybe your school studies, maybe places you like to go and visit. So part 1, the examiner asks you questions. Hakan, how long should your answers be for part 1?
how long?
Yes. How
You
many
mean,
sentences? How many sentences?
about how many words?
Yeah, how many sentences?
Oh, 2, right?
Yes, two or three. 3 at the most.
Okay.
Okay, 2 or 3 sentences at the most. Part 1. Putan.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Putan. Part 2 of the speaking test for Ielts. Okay, can you remember what that involves? Can you tell me? Okay, maybe I haven't done this with you before, Putan. Part 2 of the speaking test, the examiner will give you a topic card. On the topic card will be something that you have to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, Putan? So the
Yes.
examiner will give you a card, and on that card will be a topic, can be anything, that you have to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes, and you have 1 minute to prepare. So those are part 1 and part 2 of the speaking test. Part 3 of the speaking test is more questions from the examiner related to the topic you spoke about in part 2. So we're going to pretend that you have just finished talking about sport in part 2 of the speaking test. Okay, so now I will ask you some questions about part 3. Paula, I'm going to start with you. We're going to do these questions. Okay, Paula? But just one of them. Okay, Paula. Should people, in your opinion, be encouraged to take up sport?
Personally, I do think people should take up more sports. Because I think it gives us a lot of beneficial beneficial effects. Yeah, so firstly, it's not you cannot only take up a sport as a hobby, which you can enjoy with your friends or just personal sports to keep yourself fit, but it can also help you to get more healthy and to get into shape.
Okay, good. Good. That's excellent answer, Paula. Okay, so no longer than that, Paula. Okay. I
Yeah, I
think
know.
that is the ideal length. Okay, but very good and perfect English, Paula. That was great.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've heard Paula do that. Cho Zhang.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to ask you question 2, Cho Zhang. Why do some people enjoy participating in sport more than others?
So to be honest, it's based on people hobbies, and mm, from my perspective, people who like take part in a sport, maybe it's like they like stand in the crowd, and they also like associate with other people. So
Okay, sorry, I will stop you there, Cho Zhang. I just want to check some of your English. So starting off from my perspective is a good way to start, okay? All right, that's good. From my perspective, you said, from my perspective, some people, did you say like to stand out from the crowd?
no, like take part in, like they like stand in the crowd. They like associate with other people.
Some people like to stand in the crowd. They like to associate with other people. Doesn't the sentence doesn't quite make sense, Cho Zhang. Can you put that another way for me, please? So from your perspective, some people like to...
Um, may I can change it to
Of course,
like
of course.
being in a crowd.
Some people, that's interesting. That is better English. Do people participate in sport because they like being in a crowd? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay, that's an interesting reason. What about a sport, though, that you just play maybe just by yourself? For example, running. Maybe you like to run by yourself. That is still a sport. Okay, but so that isn't part of a crowd. All right, so you have to think about that sort of thing as well when you answer.
Yes.
So, okay. Can you give me one more reason, Cho Zhang? Why do some people like taking part in sport more than other people?
Maybe they like doing healthy activities.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Yeah, maybe
they
they like
are
doing healthy activities. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they are an energetic people.
And they are energetic people. Okay, that's good. That's better, Cho Zhang. Okay. Maybe they like doing healthy activities and they are energetic people. That's a good sentence, Cho Zhang. All right, that was better. All right, so usually a sentence like this, you want to have two parts to it, which you did. All right, so you said maybe they like taking part in healthy activities and they are energetic people. That had two parts to it, so that was good. So that is the sort of answer you need to give. Thank you, Cho Zhang. Nok, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Nok, which sports do you think are best for people who aren't used to physical activity?
Well, actually, I think it's based on each individual. Like, in my opinion, I think swim is suitable for people who are not really familiar with physical activity, because like I think almost most people love water, and when you start with swimming, there are also some personal trainers who can help you to get used
To get used to it, to get used to
Yeah.
it, is what you say. Okay, that was a good answer, Nok. All right, good answer. So swimming is a good sport for people who aren't used to physical activity. Good answer. All right, and I'm glad you changed cause to because. All right.
Yes.
If you say cause in a test, they will take a mark off because it is too informal. All right.
Yes.
Saying cause is fine if you are talking to your friends, but to say you must in an exam, you must say because. So I'm glad you changed it. Okay, good answer. Tone. Hello, Tone.
Yeah,
Okay, Tone. Should people be encouraged more to take up sport, do you think?
I think people should be encouraged more to take sport because sport is very help. It's keep people strong, and I mean, sport can relieve stress for people. So
Okay, so the first one you need to say is because sport can be very healthy. All right, that's how you say it, which is what you said. That is correct. And the second, I know what you are trying to say with your second part to the answer. So, and the best way to say that is sport can help people cope with stress. Does that make sense, Tone?
yeah,
Okay. So the first one is sport is a very healthy activity, and also sport can help people cope with stress or deal with stress. Do you understand those words, cope and deal, Tone?
yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'll ask you again, get you to practice. Should people be encouraged more to take up sport, do you think, Tone?
I think people should be encouraged to take more sport because sport gives people health, and uh, they help people to cope with their stress.
Okay, help people to cope with stress. Okay, that's better, Tone. All right, that was a good length answer too. So that's much better. All right, Hakan.
Hello.
Okay, Hakan, why do some people enjoy participating in sport more than other people?
I think if they enjoy participating in sport, usually they can healthier and also have more entertainment time. And okay, one sentence, right?
Okay, just quickly, I will go over those. So you think some people enjoy participating in sport more because they want to feel healthier,
Yes.
is the way to say it. Okay, because
Okay.
they want to feel healthier, What was your second reason?
Oh, well, I think it can help us. Yeah, I don't have a second reason.
Okay. A second reason could be the one that Cho Zhang mentioned, because it helps them deal with stress.
Oh,
Okay, is one another reason. Another reason could be something very simple, because they think it's fun. Okay.
yeah.
Some people like to play football because they think it's more fun than watching TV. Okay, so again, you just keep your answers. Remember, I always say this, keep it simple. Okay, so some people enjoy participating in sport more than others because they want to feel healthy and because it's fun. All right, very simple answers, and you can't make many mistakes with that. So I'll ask you again, Hakan, why do some people enjoy participating in sport more than others?
Because participating in because people enjoy participating in sport because it helps them healthier and
Okay, it
yeah.
helps make them healthier. Helps
Oh.
make them healthier. Yep.
Okay.
And next reason?
Next reason and funnier, right?
Funnier, not correct.
Well, yeah. Oh, I can say deal with stress.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If it funnier is what you use when you is what you how you describe someone who is telling a joke. Okay. Okay. It's more fun. More fun.
Oh, okay.
Not funnier. Fun. Fun. Okay. So people enjoy participating in sport because it makes them healthier and because it's fun. Okay, Hakan, very simple. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to keep going with this just a little bit longer because I want you to get used to the idea of answering these questions, and I want to hear that you are answering these questions correctly. All right, Bhutan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Bhutan, which sports do you think are best for people who aren't used to physical activity?
I think the best sport for people who aren't used to physical activity, because some health problem or don't have time, is chess, because it exercise the brain and give the player some fun.
Okay, good. Good English, Bhutan. It exercises the brain and is, and is fun. Good answer. Okay, that's good, Bhutan. I might argue that chess is a game and not a sport, but you gave a good reason, so that's okay. All right. You said that chess exercises the brain, which is good, gives exercise. So as long as your English is correct, the source of your answer or the subject of your answer doesn't matter too much. That was good, Bhutan. All right, Zung Ha.
Yes.
Okay, Zung Ha. Should people be encouraged more to take up sport?
Personally, I think people should encourage to exercise because they can improve their health, have a better lifestyle,
Yes.
and they can also like relax after their study or work.
Okay, good. Good. Stop there. That is enough, Sung Ha. Okay, that is good enough. Okay, and that was better English. All right. So just give 2 or 3 reasons is all you need. Okay, Sung Ha.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, just 2 or 3. You gave me 3, and that is fine. And then you just stop. All right. Then you can just stop. So that is fine. Okay. Remember, with these answers, you don't want to talk too much because then sometimes you run out of ideas. So just give 2 or 3 reasons, and that is enough. And just finish your sentence. Paula, I'm going to skip you out of this one. All right. Okay. Because you gave a good answer last time. So I don't need to test you anymore with this. Tojang.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Tojang. Should people be encouraged more to take up sport, do you think?
So, from my perspective, sport is not only a symbol on each nations, but it's also present for spirit and the strength. So,
Sorry, Tojang. What did you
yes,
say about the spirit? It also
I say that sport
yes.
is not only a symbol on each nations, but it also presenting for spirit and a strength.
I'm not sure I understand the sentence. It also presents, what was the next
Like
word?
present
Yeah, yeah.
for spirit.
For spirit.
Yes.
For spirit. I'm not sure what for spirit means. Also presents for spirit. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Cho Zhang. Sorry, it doesn't make sense to me. It also presents for spirit. Paula,
Yeah.
can you please ask Cho Zhang in Vietnamese, please, what she is trying to say when she is saying for spirit?
I
I want you to ask her in Vietnamese and listen to her answer and tell me, please.
Thì thầy hỏi Châu ra là for spirits là sao ấy? Ý cậu là gì?
Kiểu cái đấy nó như kiểu từ từ đừng kiểu nó hơi liên quan đến kiểu sức mạnh nhỉ, kiểu cái tinh thần, nó liên quan đến tinh thần ấy.
tinh thần gì? Oh, okay. So she means like your mental health.
Okay. Thank you, Paula. All right. So Cho Zhang, you want to talk, so you need to use that term that Paula just said, mental health. Mental health. Can you say that for me, please, Cho Zhang?
Mental health.
Good. Okay. So you can say sport is good for people's mental health. Can you say that for me, please, Cho Zhang?
So
Can you repeat
actually,
that for
my
me?
word is not truly like a mental health, because I usually see that people put the name for the sport week like a spirit week.
Spirit Week. Okay. I
So,
don't, that isn't a term that is common in English, Cho Zhang.
yes.
So what is the difference between Spirit Week and mental health?
Like is talk about the like the feelings when people they watch sport. I think so.
Okay, you mean it, I'm trying to think of this in English. It will, you mean it will lift up their spirits? Is that what you were saying?
Maybe.
Okay, and make them feel good. Is that right, Cho Zhang?
Yes.
Okay, so actually, what Paula's suggestion was a good one. You can mention mental health as a reason, but you can also say that sport is good for people's spirits. It's good for their spirit. I think the best way of saying what you mean in English. Sport can be good for people's spirit. Okay, that makes sense if you say it like that.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Cho Zhang. All right, everyone. So we will stop doing this exercise now because I want to get on with the writing task. Again, just to summarize, when you are answering these questions, all right, the same as the part 1 questions, just 2 or 3 sentences is all you need. And maybe each sentence might have 2 parts. Even if you can only think of 1 sentence with 2 parts, that is fine. Should people be encouraged more to take up sport? Yes, because it is good for their fitness and good for their mental health. All right, that would be a good answer. And it is a very simple answer, has 2 parts to it, but as long as the English is correct and you use all the little words correctly. Don't worry about making a long answer. All right. All right, I think time for you guys to do, where are we? Some writing. Okay, some of you will remember this. We did this, I think, some of you, around about a year ago. All right, this is essay task 1. And I just want to make sure, this is a little bit of revision, that you still know how to answer a question like this. So remember, for this, you have to write about 150 words. All right. The first part of your answer will summarize what the graph is about. The next 2 paragraphs of your answer will analyze in detail what the graph is telling you. Hakan.
Hello.
Okay, so you can see here it says, write a report for a university lecturer describing the information shown below. Why does it say university lecturer, Hakan? Can you think of the reason? Why do they say university lecturer? Why don't they just say write a report describing the information shown below? Can you guess?
I think because I wanted to write like that.
I think you are on the right track, Hakan. Okay, it means they want you to write it in formal academic English, okay, for a university lecturer. So this is something that you would write if you are at a university. So this is not a report you might write for your parents, maybe, okay, or for one of your relatives. So, okay, so they say, so if you ever wonder why it will say in these questions, write a report for a university lecturer, it means they want you to write in a more formal style of English. Okay, so do you remember this, by the way, Hakan? Do you remember this graph?
What?
Do you remember this graph?
This graph.
Yes,
I think
we did
a
it.
little.
Yeah, we did it. We did it about 1 year ago. 1 year ago, we looked at this. So I just need to make sure that everyone still knows how to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do, please, everyone, is I'm going to share this with you, and I want you to write me the opening paragraph to answering this question. Now, very quickly, I will run through, for those of you who haven't seen this sort of thing before, all right, how it works. So the graph below shows 4 areas of accommodation status in a major European city from 1970 to 2000. What your opening sentence needs to do is be a paraphrase of this. All right, needs to be a paraphrase of this, which describes what the graph is about. So a paraphrase, remember, is saying what the graph is showing, but in other words, using different words. You can use some of the same words. You don't have to change every word, but you do have to change some of them. And that is to show that you understand exactly what the graph is talking about. The other parts of your answer, which we won't do at the moment, okay, are to analyze what is happening with each of these lines. For example, the green line shows people who have bought or are buying a house in each of these time periods. Okay, so you can see in 1970, Bhutan, in 1970, yeah, looking at the graph, Bhutan in 1970, about how many thousands of people bought a house? Can you read the graph, Bhutan?
Yes.
Okay, so can you answer the question for me, please? In 1970, about how many people bought a house? Do you know or not, Bhutan?
I'm not.
Not sure? Okay, Zungha.
Yes.
How many people in 1970, how many people bought a house?
1970,
Yes.
about 600 people.
600, no, and 600 isn't a number in English. Okay, Zungha? Not that. Okay, Chozhang.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, how many people in 1970 bought a house?
What is bought a house?
What is bought a house? When you buy a house. Okay, bought.
Okay.
Bought is past tense.
Sorry.
Okay.
So it's
1970.
nearly 55%. Right.
Oh, close. Okay, not percent though. It's not percent. 55 what? Yeah.
55 people.
Close.
People.
55,000 people. Thank you, Cho Zhao. Okay, Zungha.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense to you now?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see here the start of the green line. The green line, if you look at the key, is people who are buying or bought houses. Okay, so you know these are the people who bought a house. You can see where the green line starts. It starts about 55, doesn't it? Halfway between 50 and 60. And if you look at the label for the x-axis here, it is people in thousands, all right? People in thousands. Does this make sense, Jung-ha?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see here that in 1970, about 55,000 people bought a house. I think maybe for some of you, I'm going to have to look at making sure you know how to read graphs. I will give you again another quick test. Thank you, Cho Zhang. You almost got the answer correct. Knock.
Yes.
Okay, Knock. Let me see. In what year, okay, in what year were the least number of people buying houses?
Just wait a minute.
Okay,
I think
I'll
this is 2000.
No,
No, it's
let me put the question another way. In what year were the least number of houses sold?
1990.
Correct. 1990, everyone. Okay, you can see here that is when the least number of houses were sold or the least number of people bought a house. About how many people do you think, Knock, bought a house in 1990? About?
I think it's approximately 20,000.
Less than that, Knock. Here is 20. Okay.
Approximately 80,000.
Approximately 18,000, around about. Thank you, Knock. That is correct. Okay. Approximately 18,000. Okay. Tone, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. How many thousand landlords bought a house in 1980?
Around 40,000.
Correct. Thank you, Tone. Hakan.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, that's better, Hakan. All right, I can hear you now. Okay, looking at this line here, Hakan.
Like what,
All right, this line here where you can you see where I have the cursor?
Yeah. Oh, it's thin, right? Okay.
Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, what does this line here tell me, Hakan? When you look at the graph, what is this line here telling me?
Oh, so it tell you the quantity of tenors
All
of
right.
four areas from from 1970 to 2000.
Okay, so it tells me the number of tenants. All right, this word here is tenants. For everyone who doesn't know, a tenant is someone who rents a house. Okay, if you rent a house, you are a tenant in English. Okay, as opposed to an owner of a house. If you own a house, you are called a house owner. If you rent a house, you are called a tenant. Okay. All right. So I hope that has triggered the memory for the rest of you on how to read these graphs. So what I want you to do now, I'm going to share this link with you. I want you please to write a paraphrase of this sentence here. Okay, that's all. I just want a paraphrase of this sentence here, what this graph is showing. So I'm going to share the link with you now. And again, remember, this is something that you could be asked in the first part of the writing test. So that's why we are reviewing this. All right. Okay, so everyone, I know maybe one or two of you haven't done this before. Please click on the link, then you can write in the document. Is there anyone who doesn't understand what I want you to do? Okay, going to give you 5 minutes to do this. So 5 minutes, everyone, please. Paula?
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I want you to do?
Paraphrase.
Paraphrase, yes. This
Yes.
first line.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, shall we, at last you can do something in the class. Great. Okay, everyone, a couple more minutes, and then I'll review these. Okay, I think we'll get started. So if you haven't finished yet, you can look at how I am correcting the other students' writing. So, Paula.
Yeah.
Okay, Paula, can you read me what you've written, please?
Okay. The graph illustrates people's accommodation status in 4 areas, namely tenants, landlords by and other over a period of 30 years in an European city.
Okay, Paula, that's very good. One very small mistake.
Oh.
Can you guess what it is, having read it? Very small mistake, very small.
Others?
Yes, correct. Okay, again, obviously in the test, just be careful, Paula, with those little tiny mistakes, very easy to make. Okay, but the rest of it is absolutely correct. So you can see how Paula has used the word illustrates instead of shows, all right? All right, she's talked about accommodation in 4 areas instead of 4 areas of accommodation. So all Paula has done is to turn these words around. All right, and she's labeled what those 4 areas are by looking at the graph here. And finally, she's talked about over a period of 30 years in a European city. All right, between 1970 to 2000 is 30 years. And there's not much, there's no real way you can paraphrase European city. You still have to use that phrase or those words. So what Paula has done here is to show that she understands exactly what the sentence is about by writing it in different words. Oh, sorry, Paula, one more mistake I found. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, can you see what it is?
European?
Yes, correct, Paula, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just see that.
Yeah.
I just see that.
Okay, only a small mistake. Yeah, thank you, Paula. Okay, everyone. So Paula, now the way Paula has done it is a perfect answer, but it is not the only way you have to do it. You can do it. All right, so Zung Ha. Zung Ha.
Yes, the
All right.
graph below describes citizens' accommodation statute in 4 different areas in a major European city from 1970 to 2000.
To 2000. Okay, so Zung Ha, the English Zung Ha is perfect. You will be pleased to know. Well done. Okay, excellent, excellent English. There are no mistakes in here at all, Zung Ha. You've used describes instead of shows. So describes, illustrates, and shows are all synonyms. That's very good, Zung Ha. You've talked about accommodation status in 4 different areas. So the only improvement that I would make to this, Zung Ha, the only suggestion I would make is to name the 4 areas. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Zung Ha. So you can see how Paul has done it. She's got tenants, landlords, buying, and others. Okay?
Okay.
And she's used this word as a linking word, namely. So you could have put that phrase in here. All right? But that is just being extra careful. All right? What you have done is still correct. So well done, Zung Ha. That's good. Tone, can you read me yours, please?
Yeah, the graph gives information about the number of people in 4 areas of accommodation status in a major European city between 1970 and 2000.
Okay, so that's good also, Tone. You haven't made any mistakes, which is good, but you probably need to paraphrase it a little bit more. All right. So you've got gives information, and then what you've done there is you haven't changed this at all. And in an exam, they would probably look for you to change this, to paraphrase this part more. And for example, again, you can see what Paula has done. All right. So what Paula has done is she's put in the 4 areas: tenants, landlords, buying, and others. And instead of saying from 1970 to 2000, she said over a period of 30 years. Does that make sense, Tone?
Yeah.
All right. So this changing this one is an easy one, an easy paraphrase. If you ever see a range of dates like this, you can easily paraphrase it by saying it covers a period of 30 years or 40 years or however big the range of dates this is. Does that make sense, Tone?
Yeah.
So that anytime you see dates like that, that is an easy way to paraphrase it. Instead of saying 1970 to 2000, just say 30 years. All right. So again, Tone, what you have, the English you have used is all correct, but they might not give you so many marks because you didn't paraphrase it enough. Okay, Knock, please.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, the graph demonstrates the accommodation status in 4 areas in an European city, namely tenants, landlords, buying, and others every 10 years from 1970 to 2000.
Okay, again, that is perfect English, Knock. Well done. Good English, no mistakes. Very good. Graph, and you've used the word demonstrates instead of shows. That's great. You've named the 4 areas, which is good. All right. And you've thought of another way of saying this: every 10 years from 1970 to 2000. So Knock, you get 100% for that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any questions, Knock?
No.
No? Okay, good. That was good. So you did exactly the right thing. Hakan, please. Hello, Hakan.
Okay, hello.
Yes,
I will read my paraphrase, right?
correct.
The graph demonstrates the accommodation status of 4 regions in the major European cities between 1970 and 2000.
Okay, so again, that's good, Hakan. You haven't made any mistakes with your English, all right, which is good, of course. Regions probably isn't the right word, okay? You would have to stick, regions is more a geographical term.
I should
All right.
places.
Yeah, like you were talking about the regions of a country, like maybe the different provinces in Vietnam. Okay, that would be a region. Okay, whereas these here aren't regions. Okay, they are categories. Categories.
Oh, okay.
Do you know this word, Hakan?
You mean tenants?
Yeah, tenants, landlords,
Oh,
buying,
tenant is
and other. Yeah,
who rent the
they are.
house.
Yeah, they are. Sorry, no, all these here, tenants, landlords, buying, and others, these are categories. Okay, you've described them in your paraphrase as regions, and regions is something that is almost always associated with a country, with land. Okay, so regions isn't the correct word. As I was saying, you might talk about the different regions of Vietnam, the North region, the Central region, the Southern region. So you wouldn't use regions in this sort of paraphrase. You would use a word like categories. Does that make sense, Hakan?
Okay.
Do you know the do you know the word I'm meaning? Categories.
Yes.
Categories. Okay, so that is a good word to describe a group of things like this, different categories. Okay, they have called it here areas. They've areas. So categories and areas are synonyms.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the main change I would make to yours, Hakan. All right, thank you. But yeah, the English again, it is perfect. All right, so that's good. You haven't made any mistakes. Just this word has to change. All right, Bhutan.
The graph shows change in a European city in 4 different types of accommodation position over a 30-year period.
Okay, Bhutan, that's not bad. The graph shows trends in a European city in 4 different types of accommodation. So again, position isn't the correct word. So the same word, as I said to Hakan, categories. Okay. Are you familiar with this word, Bhutan? Hello, Bhutan.
I'm here.
Yeah. Are you familiar with this word, Bhutan? Categories. I will put it in. I'll put it in chat for everyone to see. I'm just typing now. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see this. Categories is a good synonym for areas in this. All right, Bhutan, does that make sense now? Hello, Bhutan.
Yes.
Yeah, does that make sense, Bhutan? Categories. Did you see the word I wrote?
Yes.
Okay, so categories is the word to use instead of position. All right, so instead of saying accommodation position, you should say accommodation categories. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. In fact, I will change it for you now if I can. Can I change that? Yes, I can. Right. Can you read the sentence for me now, please, Bhutan?
The graph shows change in a European city in 4 different types of accommodation category over a 30-year period.
Okay. Thank you, Bhutan. That is better. Okay. Who's next? Chojang.
Yes, I'm here.
Chojang. Okay, Chojang, can you read me your paraphrase, please?
The line graph compares 4 regions in a European city in terms of the accommodations of citizens over a span of 30 years from the 1907 to 2000.
Okay, not bad, Chojang, not bad. Okay, again, you haven't made any actual mistakes in English. All right, so that is good. So what did you hear me talking to Bhutan before when I said, what should you change this word to, Chojang? This word here, regions.
Categories.
Categories, correct. Okay, so regions is usually to do with a country, different regions of a country, like the different regions of Vietnam. Okay, so regions isn't a good synonym for areas. So instead, categories. All right, and the only other mistake you made is here, Chojang. Okay, you have got S's on the ends of this. All right, you've got from the 1970s to the 2000s, okay, whereas in fact the graph says from 1970 to 2000. So you don't need the S on the end.
Yes.
Okay, if 2000s would mean from 2000 to 2010, all right? If you put 2000s, that would be what that would mean. Okay, so you don't need any S on the end of 2000s. Okay, so I'll quickly just change yours. So yours are correct. Okay, Chojang, can you please read what I have corrected now? Please read the paragraph again.
The line graph compares four categories in a European city in terms of the accommodations of citizens over a span of 30 years, from the 1970 to 2000.
Correct. Okay. And you can say 1970s. That is okay. All right. Because the graph does cover from 1970 upwards. Okay. But it stops at 2000. All right. That's good. And the way you phrase this too is very good. So that's very good, Cho Zhang. Excellent. Okay. Zhao Wei, you are the last. So again, I know you can't read it, Zhao Wei, so I will read it for you. The graph indicates people accommodation in 4 different types in major European cities between 1970 to 2000. All right, so not quite correct, shall we? All right, so you would have to use a word, again, like demonstrates, okay? Demonstrates, what was one of the other ones here? Illustrates, demonstrates or illustrates. Probably 4 different okay, 4 different, you could use areas, but again, like I said, they use areas in the original, so 4 different categories. You don't need of people there. Obviously, I've changed this. Sorry, my mouse is stuck. Okay, and also Jawi, they only talk about, remember they talk about just one city. Okay, so you can't change that to European cities. All right, so you would have to say in a major European. Again, I hope the rest of you are still awake. I will show you just very quickly another way of saying the word cities. Okay, metropolitan center. Sorry, I'm correcting Hakan, it's not your one. Sorry, Hakan, I didn't mean to correct your one. In a major. So does that make sense, Zhao Wei? You can't say cities because the question just talked about one city. So in a major European. Okay, metropolitan center is a synonym for city. All right, everyone, metropolitan center. Between 1970 to 2000, that part is correct, shall we? Okay, so you just need to use this synonym, demonstrates or illustrates 4 different categories. Whoops, missed out a word. Of accommodation in a major European metropolitan center between 1970 to 2000. Does that make sense, shall we? Okay, great. And I hope you can talk next week. I look forward to hearing your voice next week. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So that is the end of the lesson for today. Sorry, I know it seemed a little bit bits and piecey, hasn't it? And that's because I'm trying to listen to each person individually to correct each of your individual mistakes. But as usual, if you have any question about any of this or what I have done, please email to me. The last thing I want to say is thank you to, I will just show you quickly. Where was I? Yes. So all these people here, Paula, Hakan, Baunok, Michael Tone, and Putan have sent me an essay from the homework for last week. So thank you everyone for your essays. You should have received my corrections by now. Please let me know if you haven't. For those of you who haven't done the essay, I know maybe you are busy with other schoolwork and I understand that, but please, if you want to improve your English, you have to practice things like this. All right, you have to practice the essay. So in future, please try to do the essay so I can correct your writing, and then you will hopefully, you will improve by doing the practice. Does anyone have any questions for me before we say good afternoon? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so no homework this week. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everybody.
Okay, goodbye everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.